Good morning and welcome to my day 2 vlog here from Europa Park in Germany. It's great to be back here. The sun is shining again and had a wonderful day 1 yesterday, so make sure you check out the video here on the channel if you've not already seen it. I went on all the 13 different roller coasters here yesterday. It was a very coaster focused day, which is very different from me at Europa Park, so I wouldn't normally do that. Because I'm only here for 2 days this trip, and normally I'd do at least 4, maybe even 5 days, I wanted to make sure that I got everything in, especially with us being in June and yeah, the park being a bit busier. But yeah, welcome to the day 2 vlog. Today I'm going to be doing lots of different things, starting off with this ride on the panorama barn, the train that takes you around the park for a nice relaxing ride to start the day. Again, the park's open just at 9 o'clock, just entered into it from the start of the day, and it seems like it's going to be a bit busier than yesterday. We had a bit of a storm that might have put people off. Today it's saying we're going to have highs of 30 degrees and no storm, so yeah, fingers crossed. And yeah, it's going to be absolutely roasting, and it looks like that for the next few days as well, with the parks that I'm going to be visiting. Along with that, then I'm going to check out the parade today and show some highlights from that. I'll share my review from Paddington on ice, and also where I'm heading to first is the Rapids, Fjord Rafting up in Scandinavia. So go and have a look at that, as they've now added some new theming. The tunnel's been completely rebuilt after the fire that happened last year, and it's got like a new character on the front and all new theming inside, so it looks awesome. I thought we'll head up there early. With it being a water ride, it's going to get busy in this temperature. But yes, welcome to the day 2 vlog here from Europa Park. Let's get started. Absolutely love the panorama barn here at Europa Park. It's just nice to take you between all the different areas, and that's the beauty of having quite a few different transport rides. Well, yes, we're going on fjord rafting. Just thought I'd quickly show you this little bit of Scandinavia that's been rebuilt here. The fjord restaurant just there with the balcony. All the details look very, very nice. Like I say, it's much more detailed than the old Scandinavia, and I can't wait to experience it next time I come here to Europa Park. Hopefully this was a good call coming here early, because I imagine this is going to get very busy. The park's Intamin Rapids ride. Yes, and all this is the tunnel what's been completely rebuilt over there. Love all the rock work that we can see. Very nice, that is, all the way around. And they've got some like fibre optics, it seems, in the ceiling from what I've seen, so we'll go and check that out. Oh, Blue Fire always looks gorgeous in the sunshine, doesn't it? Of course, I am still going to ride some coasters today, probably towards the last part of the vlog. Going to do some re-rides on Blue Fire and Roden. I'm sure I'll take you along again. I'd like to do a front row on one of them at least anyway later on, but hopefully it won't close at 6 today. I'm hoping for a little bit later. It's definitely a bit busier so far than it was yesterday, and maybe because of the storm they just didn't want to risk it yesterday, so not too sure. But yeah, it was really interesting. Make sure you check out the day 1 just to see how they ran the park during the storm operation. It was a very well rehearsed procedure, I must say. But yes, let's go for it. Fjord rafting. Right then, off we go. Nice morning ride on fjord rafting. Oh, good view there of the Historama monorail. Yeah, let's go and see this new tunnel and the theming inside it. I've got my own boat today. Oh! Yeah, I got my own boat this morning. It was like a 5-minute queue, so just giving everybody their own boat. Can't complain about that. So yes, there's the tunnel. We're going to be approaching it shortly after these wonderful waterfalls. I like these ones because they look quite natural off the rocks. Oi! Uh-oh, some good water effects here. I think he's going to get me. Ah! Oh, right down my back. Lovely. Oh, and here we go. Let's enter into this new section. Complete rebuild of the tunnel. Look at him, he's nice. Look even better when the crane's gone. Obviously that's all building Pirates and Batavia. Nice music. Oh! Whoa! Oh! Very nice. Bit of smoke. Hey! Oh, that's very pretty, I like that. Here we go, wild now. Oh my! That was the mega wave. Oh my God! I've never got that wet on here before. Blimey, look at that, the boat is flooded. Crazy. Oh, look at those Scandinavian buildings there. Oh my God, I am soaked through. That is crazy. That's gone right through my boxer shorts, that has. Oh, good job it's going to be nice and warm today. Blimey, that was brilliant. There's still quite a lot of work to do, isn't there, on this? I mean, you can see like this section here looks complete, but yeah, it's still going to be another few weeks yet at the time of recording this. It's better that they get it right though. I mean, fair play to them for it going up so quick, to be honest. There we go, round to the other waterfalls. Whee! It's a good rapids, this is. Oh, I mean, I remember when Congo River Rapids at Alton Towers used to run like this. Back when it used to be on its full speed, whereas now it's just rubbish, isn't it? Let's be honest, like, it's still quite a long ride, but that's about it. There we go. Round into the waterfalls. Blimey. I'm absolutely soaked. That was brilliant. I'm not quite Valhalla wet, but however, you know, I am absolutely dripping through all my feet and everything. I'll soon dry off in about 10 minutes today, but that was really good. I enjoyed that. Yeah, and the new tunnel looks very nice too. So you got all this theming, because you got to think, well, quite a few years back now, they added this building here over the lift, where they put a few different animatronics and water features in. So they've made a lot of improvements over the years to this rapids. And it's brilliant, it's one of the best out there. I mean, that's one of the wettest I've ever got on an Intamin rapids anyway. Obviously on some of the other manufacturers I've got quite wet, but yeah, for an Intamin, that was very wet. Yeah, these guys are really cool in here. You got some seagulls up there, Bert the seagull. And there we go, Fjord Rafting.
Really enjoyed the improvements that have been made there to Fjord Rafting. It was a great rapids before, but I can't believe how wet I got just. That was brilliant. Anyway, I'm just jumped on the Historama monorail just so we can get a bit of an aerial view of that Scandinavia rebuild construction. So I'll spin you back round so you can see it. Nice aerial view, and you get to see them details a lot more. So here we go. You can see that all the rapids trough runs right next to it. It's amazing how they got the rapids open within a few days of the fire last year. This place never fails to amaze me, honestly. Stunning. And it's great to actually see all these buildings back up now and not far off completion. When I was here at Christmas, they were just shells, really. Shells of buildings, whereas now it's nearly complete and ready to open. Like I said yesterday, it was originally planned to be open by now, hence why I did plan my visit for when I did do. However, yeah, it's just not quite finished yet. Perfecting them details. We'll get a great aerial look into the land now when we come round here. That's the beauty of this ride. It's brilliant for just getting some updates on it, and here we go. As I look straight in. There we are, fantastic, wow. Really nice. Some of the buildings in there feel taller than they were before. Not too sure if they are or not, but especially them ones on the right hand side, they look much taller. So that means that you're going to feel a lot more, sort of, when you're walking through it, a lot more isolated, which I think will be quite nice, really quite immersive in there. Because it was before, I always enjoyed it before. It was one of my favourite areas of the park. And down here in the Dutch themed area in Holland, All them facades are going to be rebuilt at the back over there. And of course that'll be the entrance to Pirates and Batavia. You can see there all the facades being worked on. Oh yeah, it's all coming on quite nicely. I mean, I'd imagine that the focus at the moment is getting them Scandinavia buildings ready. But when I'm next here later in the year, at Halloween, I'll get to go through it all. And obviously I imagine then we'll see a lot more from Pirates as well. I imagine there'll be a roof on by then, I'd say so. And just start work on the inside, I guess anyway. There we are, so we've arrived down at Food Loop. I am going to go in there for lunch, not quite yet, it's still only early. It's only just gone, what, 20 to 10? God, you get so much done early at this park, it's crazy. It wouldn't be a visit to Europa Park without coming to see my friend here who's playing his drum. You're right there. Hey, let's go on the African raft ride. Takes to all these different buildings. Seems like the sound effects have been turned up a little bit around here. Don't remember him being as loud before. Well, let's go, nice relaxing ride around the lake. There's a rhino squirting at me. This isn't the only boat ride to go around on the lake here. You can see you got the African Queen over there as well. Perfect timing there with the smoke. That's the thing with this park, so much more than coasters, some lovely relaxing rides. Stuff like this is all part of the Europa experience, and if you do come here, yes, you want to make sure you do the coasters, but make sure you have time for things like this. It's got a nice little indoor section towards the end. It's a really nice dark ride scene, isn't it, at the end of this boat ride? And unless you've been on it before or watched one of these vlogs, you wouldn't know it really existed, because you can't see this at all from outside. Like, even the building for it is quite well hidden. You know me, I like my dark rides, or rides that have got dark ride scenes like this. It's quite nice. There's another little boat ride down in the Germany section of the park. That's got a little dark ride section. And there we go, African rafts. It's the little indoor scenes like that that really give Europa Park its charming feel. And up next, there's just a 1 minute wait for the Tirala, Wild Wazabarn. So let's go on. That's basically the log flume, so let's go and have a ride. It's a nice one, this. Goes through that indoor section, interacts with the diamond mine, the walkthrough, and also the Alpen Express powered coaster. Let's go. Here we are then, on the Tirala. Get ready for that first drop. In the front row. Hey, there's Ed Uramas. Hey! Oh! Lovely! Yeah, very nice. That was a pretty big splash there. Into that wonderful indoor section now. So chilled in here. Absolutely love this soundtrack as well. They've definitely updated the lighting in here for this year. A lot brighter in there, which is good. It looks even fresher actually. Yeah, definitely lighting improvements. Maybe they've transitioned into LED from standard park hands. Here we go. It's only a 2-drop special, this one. It's quite nice, isn't it? Like, that indoor section makes this ride for me. Let's get ready for that finale drop. Oh, hey! Whoa, lovely. There we go. I actually got wetter on the smaller drop there. Pretty sure I've said that before, but there we go. Yeah, not a bad log flume. That's not the longest, but it's nice. Well themed. And a few years back, they put all this around the side of the trough just to make it look a bit more pretty as well. There you are, the good old Tyrrell. It's a nice themed ride, that. It's always good fun to have a ride on the Tyrrell while the Wazaban, and I've made my way over into the Spanish theme section now. Love it round here, and the floor's one of my favourite parts of this because you've got all the cobbles. It's really like you're in Spain. Thought about everything with this area, and there's a certain ride that I absolutely love round here, and it's Columbus. It's a spinning ride, and normally you just think, oh, it's a very bog standard ride. However, Europa Park put it indoors. A few years ago they upgraded it and put all projections in there, some other special effects including water fountains, and made it interactive so you could spin the wheel and turn at your own pace. So yeah, let's go for a ride on here. Projection mapping the ride, as I call it. Let's go and see Christopher Columbus.
Möchte gern Navigator ginge, vielleicht Amerika. Ah, das muss man sich nur mal vorstellen. Die Völker dort wären plötzlich kalt.
So off we go. In a moment, all the shutters will close to make it dark. There we go. The projections begin. It's one big show, this overall ride. Here we go. We can spin the wheel this day to turn around. Fire the cannon by pressing the green button, or the green fuse as they say. Wonderful castle feature in the middle with all the fountain package, all the lights flickering on the boats. I love it. Brilliant ride. Oh, there's a storm brewing. Whoa. Come on, we've got to find this treasure. Can't be far off now. Yeah. I quite like riding it on the side and just leaving it facing in towards the middle. Yeah, just a bit different. Makes it a bit more intense. Woo! There we go. End of the ride. Columbus at Europa Park. Come and check it out in the Spanish theme section. There we are, shutters up, lap bars up, and off we go. There really is such a fantastic variety of rides here at Europa Park. And even though I've filmed numerous vlogs over the years, you still forget how many different rides there is until you walk into all the areas. Yes, you've got all them major attractions, but so many nice little cute rides, and everything's just so well presented here. Got a little coffee cups ride there, just over in the Dutch themed area now. Just having a look around here at that construction taking place on the rebuild. Still got all the facades around here at the moment, just covering it up on the scaffolding. However, you can see how the buildings are starting to go in there, ready for that reopening in 2020. But yeah, this area will just come back alive when all that reopens again, and you'll be able to walk back through the little shopping passage into Scandinavia. So yeah, it's all very exciting. Just love walking around and capturing the atmosphere, and yes, I've only had 2 days here this time, and it's certainly not enough to really get fully immersed into the Europa Park experience. Obviously this has come as part of a much bigger mega trip, and tomorrow I'll be on to my next park, the last few ones now. But yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? Like, I definitely feel like with Europa Park you want at least 3-4 days to really take it all in, and even more than that when Rulantica opens in November. It's going to be a week's worth really, because you want 4 or 5 days on the park and a couple of days up at Rulantica, I'd imagine, or a day in Rulantica and a day just to enjoy the facilities of your hotel. Yeah, honestly, it really is crazy how much this place is expanding, and it's certainly very, very exciting.
Here we go then. Here we go then. A visit to Europa Park would definitely not be complete without going to the arena of football for a ride on Jimbo, because there it is. It's the Dodgems where you have to try and get this gym ball. Oh, I've got it into the goal. Come on, into the goal. Oh, hey. No handball is allowed. This is in the England theme section of the park. Oh, hey, the goal. Oh, oh, oh. And it'll flash and you get a sound effect. Oh, 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 oh. Hey, Jimbo! But yeah, it's literally, oh, I've got it, I've got the ball, I've got the ball. Yeah, it's literally a Jimbo. Oh my God, literally a Jimbo. Oh, 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 oh. Get it in, get it in. Oh, but yeah, there's a proxy and then it sets up a sound effect. Oh, oh. Oh, the rider stops. Oh, hope we got no foul play. Right, we're back in action. I'm not too sure what happened then, but someone got a telling off. I didn't see because I was facing the other way. Maybe he stood up or something, I'm not too sure. Oh. Thing is with this, no one ever really bashes into each other. So everyone's just obsessed with the gym ball. Well, that's why we come on it. Oh, there it is. Gym ball. There's some classic things at this park that have just got to be done. Get out of the way, number 5. I want that gym ball back. If you do ever visit Europa Park, you've got to come on here and just shout gym ball. Just do it for me and let me know in the comments. Oh, oh, gym ball! Come on. That's it, get in the goal. Oh, no. No handball, please. That's it, let's try and go back a bit. Oh, that's it, I've got the gym ball. There it is. Hey! That's gym ball for you. He's got it. Let's get it moving a bit, there we go. Oh, come on, in the goal, Oh, in the goal. Oh, he's going for it. Come on, here we go. Oh, oh, oh. Time for a taxi through central London. Hey, another ride here in the England themed area of Europa Park. Another one with a good soundtrack this. Here we go. Join in. Woo. It's another one a bit like the dancing dinghy what I did yesterday over in Ireland. Woo. The soundtrack really makes it. Quite enjoy these rides. Hey. On the crazy taxis. Loads of walk-on queues again today. Nice quiet day. Thought it was going to be busier this morning, but been good so far. Oh, bit of force. Apparently, air-conditioned vehicles are available on request, just so you know. So if you come here, make sure you request one. Look, there you go. Get a bit of AC on the go. Gonna need that in America. Hey. Not like I'll be driving a taxi all the way from London to America, but still.
Coming up soon, I'm going to watch the ice show. Like I say, I can't film it, however, I'll give you my thoughts on Paddington. It launched last year, and I didn't get to see it because it wasn't on at Christmas, it was a different ice show. So yeah, I look forward to seeing Paddington on ice, coming up shortly. Hey! It's rides like that with those funky soundtracks that really give Europa Park its charm. Absolutely love it. Anyway, over in Greece now, just before the ice show, got time for a ride on the interactive family fart, as the sign used to say out the front. However, the sign has now gone. However, it's still the same ride. It's Atlantis, and it's an interactive shooting ride where you can spin the ride vehicle as well. And so we'll go for a ride on here. It's quite well themed actually, and it's built underneath the rest of them buildings in Greece. A bit like what Snorri Touring is going to be like, that new dark ride that I spoke about yesterday, opening later this year, that's going to be built underneath Scandinavia. So we was all hoping, all the Europa Park fans, we were all hoping for a trackless dark ride for that. We know it is going to be a tracked ride. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. It'll be similar to this, obviously we don't think it's going to be an interactive ride. But yeah, let's go on Atlantis. Spinning tunnel now, my favourite element on these rides. Yeah, it's crazy because people at Disneyland Paris will wait 90 minutes sometimes for Buzz Lightyear Laser Blast, and this is the same thing, and it's actually better themed, but obviously it's not got any IP or anything attached to it, and it's not at a Disney park. But yeah, like, people wait a long time for Buzz, and this is actually a much better ride in my opinion. Now I'm looking forward to Snorri Touring. I mean, the ride design of the vehicles looks great, and I do prefer dark rides that haven't got the interactive features. Like with this, you'll notice that I've not even picked up a gun during the ride. I just enjoy looking at all the different theming throughout, to be honest, just taking it all in. But like I say, up next I'm going in to watch Paddington on ice. Won't be able to film any of it, but I'll see you after the show. Normally about half an hour the ice shows here at Europa Park, and I'll talk a little bit about it. So I'll see you afterwards. So I've just come out of Paddington on ice. It was a 40-minute show, and unfortunately, I must say I'm a bit disappointed with that one. It's definitely my least favourite ice show they've ever put on here at Europa Park, and I've seen quite a few over the years. Yeah, I just don't think that was very well put together at all. The ice skating themselves, that was brilliant, doing all the usual moves and stuff, that was great. It was just, for me, how the show was put together in terms of the storyline, the music choices. Yeah, I just don't think it was very well produced and all put together. And don't get me wrong, like, there was some great costumes and stuff in there still. The skating was superb. However, it was everything else really that I didn't think was that well put together at all. And it seems like I wasn't the only one to think that. I stayed and watched the full 40-minute show. I'd never walk out of a show halfway through. You know, I think it's a bit rude to the performers as well. You know, you want to see the full production. However, a lot of people, I'd say about 40 to 50 people actually left the theatre whilst the show was going on. There was one point where they just opened the door and loads of people were going out. So yeah, it's a bit sad really, because they've put on some brilliant ice shows over the years. Surprised with the Gods of Greece was my personal favourite. I remember one day we went to watch that 3 times when I came with Lee. So yeah, it's a shame really. But don't get me wrong, skating superb, but there's not much else really going on in terms of other things to see in that. There's not really any acrobats and stuff, and I know they've got ×2, I think it's called, which is an acrobat show. But before there was a lot of variety in that, and yeah, it just didn't do it for me, unfortunately. Absolutely loved Rulantica the musical yesterday. That was a very high budget production. With that, some of the set pieces and things, I don't think they were that good. Like, they brought like a big ship out at some point, and yeah, I just don't think it was that well put together at all, unfortunately. But there you go. I've been to see it. Won't be rushing back to see that one again. Hopefully next year they'll freshen it up and bring something else in, because they've had it for 2 years. I'm not too sure, but there you go. Anyway, this is one of my favourite areas to sit, actually, just outside the ice arena. It's lovely round here. You've got the beautiful River Els that runs all the way through Europa Park, and yeah, it's beautiful, the local river. And whilst I'm round here in the Greece themed area, I'm going to go and check out Cassandra, which is the Mac ride that I'm going to go and do. It's a madhouse, and yeah, it's really good fun in there. A nice soundtrack as well. So make my way round to Cassandra. Cassandra, Cassandra, hey. As soon as I started singing it, it came on. So yes, here we go. A little waiting area for Cassandra. Oh, she's a good girl, Cassandra. Let's go. I tell you what, she's an evil lady, Cassandra. She gets a bit angry. That angry that she's going to make the room spin round. Oh, Cassandra. It's another ride with a good soundtrack, this one. Cassandra, you spin me right round. Whoa, flash those lights, Cassandra. If you haven't guessed already, this is a Mac Madhouse, not Vekoma. Do prefer the Vekoma ones, actually. It's not one of my favourites, this, but I do like the soundtrack a lot. Ride footage there from Cassandra over in the Greek theme section of Europa Park. Anyway, I've made my way into Russia to go on another dark ride. So many little rides to check out here at this park. It's the ride that I don't know how to pronounce. I'm not even going to attempt it in this vlog. I have in the past before, but I won't this time. But here we go. We're just going to call it Bench, because it's the ride where you sit on a park bench with a nice little lamp on the front and go for a ride through Russia. So yeah, let's go on Bench. I mean, when you go on rides like this at Europa Park, it really makes you realise how much they've come on, especially over the past few years, in terms of building attractions and theming things. But rides like this are part of the park's history. And I wouldn't change it. Like, look at the quality of this compared to some of the stuff they build now. It's nuts, isn't it, to see how far they've improved. Both with the ride hardware and just in general with theming. I mean, theming's the thing what's come on so much at this park. But here we are in Russia on this random little dark ride. Bench, bench, bench. I mean, look at the ceiling. At least it's themed. But yeah, it's like, it reminds me, you know, like you go to garden centres to visit Santa's grottos. However, I know they haven't got rides, but you'd like walk through. You got like loads of moving things. It reminds me of that, this ride does. It's quite a short ride, it never has a queue. It just literally goes round. I mean, we're towards the end of the ride now. Like, you just go around this bottom corner and actually ride on Bench. Music seems a bit quieter in here this time. Yeah. Oh, that's a big snowball you got there. It's one of them rides you just gotta go on. Like, there's so many of those at Europa Park. Like, 2 days hasn't been enough this trip. It really hasn't. I wish I'd had at least one more, but I'll be back later in the year and I'll be back for Rulantica, so it's another 2 visits at least this year to Europa Park. And there we are. Don't have a clue who that is, but his crown looks like he's been replaced actually. It's very bright. There we are, thanks for riding on bench here in Russia. I'm actually going to go and check out the in the Dream Multimedia Dome, whatever you call it, back down in the Greek section, because that's had a new film this year. I think it's called Astronauts. So I'm going to check that out next.
Maybe like a cinema.
Here we are then inside the Multimedia Dome. As you see, you can just lay down on the floor on these bean bags or sit round the side or in the middle and look up at this screen that's massive dome all the way across. And like I say, this is a new film for this year called Mission Astronaut. So let's see what this is like.
Donc c'est 28 km/h à peu près sur trajectoire. Ensuite quand on fait notre manœuvre d'approche, tu vois, parfois on va un peu plus vite, on fait un peu plus lentement. Il faut voir, ça a l'air très statique quand c'est vu des caméras de la station spatiale, mais c'est 2 vaisseaux qui vont à 28 km/h, donc il ne faut pas se louper quand même parce que c'est vite.
I definitely preferred the old film in there. I think it was called Beautiful Europe. And yeah, you flew over lots of different European countries, and yeah, there was a really good scene that you were looking up and it was like a cars race and it was spinning round above you. I don't think that one utilised the whole projection technology as good really as the old film, but I suppose they got rid of Beautiful Europe because they opened Voletarium and it's similar, isn't it? So I can kind of understand why, and they wanted to keep another attraction because it's something else to keep people entertained. I mean, what, 100, 150 people can probably fit in there, I'd imagine, I guess. But yeah, in terms of that, it was okay, nothing spectacular. One of them things, I've seen it now, it's not worth going back for me to watch it again. But that's the thing with these, whether you're going in them sort of attractions or shows and rides, you know, everyone's got their own different opinions on attractions. And yeah, it's always important to share your different thoughts on them, and yeah, also respect other people's opinions. And yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? That just wasn't for me, and neither was the ice show. But I love Europa Park, and there's so much stuff here that I do enjoy, and I'm sure a lot of the things that I really like, there's other people that they don't enjoy. So that's the beauty of us theme park enthusiasts. We've all got different opinions on theme parks, rides, shows, theming, and yeah, it keeps it more interesting. We all have different opinions on things. Anyway, I'm going next on Euro Tower, which is a wonderful observation tower located here in the French themed area, where we can get some really nice views of the park, especially on a day like today. Up we go then on the Euro Tower. This ride's absolutely beautiful when the sun's shining to get some great visuals across the park, and it gives you a good idea on the size of Europa Park, the town of Rust, also Kronosar and Rulantica as well, that we'll see shortly when we spin round the other way. Located here in the French themed area. Eurosat Can coaster down there. All the facades, what they built all around the front there, absolutely love them. You can see where they took the top off there as well to completely replace the track and put it back on at the top there. Silver Star. I look down at the Italian section of the park. Something that I've not been on yet is Voletarium. I have to go on that. I'm not a massive fan of it. I'm not a huge fan of flying theatres in general, to be honest, but yeah, Voletarium is one of them rides that I just tend to forget that exists here at Europa Park, to be honest. It's located in that huge show building over there. Yeah, flying theatre. Very similar to soaring at the Disney parks, if you've been on that. Obviously that's all the town of Rust. And let's zoom in over there to Kronosar and Rulantica. Like I say, that's connected via bus transportation with the rest of the hotel resort and the theme park itself, because there's Kronosar, and then you've got Balrock and the other hotels that are all there. So quite far away, but it'll feel a lot more part of it when the water park opens in November this year. Also a look at Pirates and Batavia over there. The rebuild. Looks like work on the trough has started down there actually as well for the boat ride. Wonderful. Spectacular views there from on the Euro Tower here in the French themed area. Do really like all these facades around here. So many wonderful details, and since last year when Can Coaster opened, all the facades around that side just blend in really nice with these that were already existing by the 4D cinema. Anyway, there's only a 10-minute wait for Silver Star. Gonna wait a bit more and do a front row this time to get some different footage for you guys. Obviously yesterday was towards the back of the train for the POV, and yeah, let's go for a nice front row ride on Silver Star. Park closed today, 6:30, so got an extra half an hour to yesterday, so I'm not complaining about that. Right, let's go for a ride on Silver Star.
Off we go then, front row ride on Silver Star in the sunshine. Waited about 15 minutes and up we go. I must say, fantastic staff on this ride. They all watch Theme Park Worldwide. So hi out there if you're watching the vlog. Hope you're enjoying it. We're having a wonderful day here at Europa Park, as always.
Let's go!
Woohoo! Yeah, let's go. Not a cloud in the sky above Rust in Germany.
Up in the sky.
Oh, get ready for a bit of hang time. And off we go! Woo! Ah. Whee! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Get ready! Way! Woo! Way! Woo! Oh yes! Brilliant front row ride on Silver Star. Wonderful. Wow, you really feel the heat on that. It's just like warm air blowing into your face throughout the ride. Brilliant.
It was very nice.
Oh yes.
A wonderful front row ride there on Silver Star. Anyway, I've made my way back down here to Germany to go on to Voletarium. It's an attraction that I don't go on much here at Europa Park, to be honest. I don't really know why. I mean, maybe it's the positioning in the park because it's right next to the entrance. I'm really not too sure. I'm not the biggest fan of flying theatres anyway, but this has got a beautiful storyline to it, and the theming all throughout the queue line especially is wonderful. It looks really quiet. There's hardly anybody going in down there, which is good. So I'll head down there shortly, see what the queue time is. I'm not going to set you on board with this one. I've filmed in it a few times, and to be honest, I think filming on board these flying theatres, it just doesn't do it justice at all, because you can't really make anything out, and it's quite dark, especially on the GoPro. But yeah, let's go down there and see how big the queue is. Here we go then. So just a 5-minute wait for Voletarium. This is a ride that you definitely don't want to do early in the day. You want to come back a little bit later in the afternoon once everybody's in the park. Because of its location near the entrance, everybody sort of does it at the start and then, yeah, like just sort of forgets about it in a way, and then come back to it at the end of the day if they've not already done it. But yeah, come down here in the afternoon. I mean, it's nearly 3 o'clock now, and it's absolutely empty. Got a beautiful queue line. There's so many details. That's the thing, even when attractions are walk-on, I don't like to rush through the queue line. It's still nice to take in all of the effort and all the details that have been put into this. It's stunning, it really is. It's one of the nicest queue lines on Park, and it's beautifully air conditioned as well. This is definitely my favourite room in the queue line for Voletarium. There's just so much to look at in here. All them details up on the ceiling, absolutely wonderful. Portraits along the side. And as I mentioned just outside, I'm not going to take you on board with this one. I have put some on-ride footage in before in the vlogs, but to be honest, with it being a flying theatre and just a screen in front of you, you really don't see much at all. So I'll see you afterwards.
Can't believe it was just a 5-minute wait there for Voletarium. Really good. I mean, the operations on that thing are absolutely amazing. The fact that when you go to Disney, it seems like it takes ages for them to load soaring. Whereas with that, they've got like an announcement playing like 30 seconds until takeoff. So it kind of gets everybody moving a bit quicker and putting the bags in, and the staff come along, check the seat belts, and off you go. But yeah, flying theatres aren't my favourite. I've mentioned that numerous times before in vlogs. However, all the queue line and the overall experience of that makes it a really good addition. It's just something that I don't go on much here at Europa Park. It's not one of my favourites in the park. However, I do like all the backstory and everything. You know, yeah, it's just a good, solid addition, and it soaks up some of the crowds as well. Definitely worth heading there in the afternoon, though, at this sort of time, because it's so much quieter. Anyway, the reason you can see my knees just bobbing up and down is that I've come on one of my favourite attractions, Volo da Vinci. Brilliant family ride, takes you above Italy and also Germany here at the park. And yeah, you get some lovely views. Spin you around so you can see a bit more. Yeah, you got loads of little rides around here. You've got the old timer fart, as it's called. That's the little vintage cars ride. You've got the train ride down there, Jim Canoff. That was revamped last year when they put all this new theming in. And there's supposed to be a new animatronic somewhere down there. It's not got much of a queue. I'll go on it. I'm not so sure if the animatronic's outside or inside, but yeah, I'll have to have a look. Yeah, all this theming was added last year, all these rocks and everything. And the good thing is, with all the rides being quite close in this park, it added to the experience of Volo da Vinci, you know, because they put all this theming around it. But yeah, loads of rides. It's like over at Ireland. I've not really spent much time there. Yesterday I did the dancing dinghy, and that's about it in there, you know. There's so much to do. Of course, I did the coaster in there as well. But yeah, honestly, this park, you want 3 or 4 days really, especially to appreciate everything, see the shows, and yeah, it's not that busy again today, which is good. But yeah, 6:30 close, I'm quite happy with that. That's a good time, that is. In time to have a bit of a relax in the evening, enjoy the hotels before tomorrow's vlog, which is going to be from Holiday Park. So stay tuned for that one. Only a few parks left to go now on this trip, and yeah, I'm looking forward to sharing that one with you all. Of course, check out the dedicated playlist for all these different vlogs that have gone on from this trip. It's been a massive one, the biggest Europe trip I've ever done on the channel. And about to go into the biggest America trip next week, and it's going to be absolutely insane. Volo da Vinci, everybody. What a ride. Here's a look then at that new animatronic here on Jim Canoff for this year. There you go. I think he's asleep at the moment. Don't know if he stays asleep all the time, maybe he does. There you are, you can just see every so often his eyes open up and he's tilting his head. It reminds me of the dragon underneath the castle actually at Disneyland Paris a little bit. There you are, just relaxing there. He's got a chain on him as well. It's his glasses chain. He wears glasses like me. Hopefully his don't break. Yeah, I've managed to, oh, there you go, he's opened his eyes now. Since I mentioned that you're wearing glasses, nearly woke up, didn't you? Yeah, that's nice. Good to see they've gone back and added some more stuff to it. I like it. So I've just come for a ride on this very relaxing boat ride, which is just down here in the German section of the park. I quite like this because you've got these funky
little speakers with these little weird creatures on top. And it's also got a little dark ride section just around here as well. It's a bit strange, but that's why I like it. So let's go and have a look inside. Like the world of the fairies with all these around you. Some nice fibre optics and other lights, and the candle's quite cool on the front. Solar powered, so it just comes on when it comes into here because it knows it's dark. So that's quite a nice effect. Obviously it gets all the sunlight, well, and just general daylight when it's going around the rest of the layout. And there you go, nice little boat ride. See, it's the little rides like that that really make Europa Park appeal to such a wide audience, because anybody can go on that and just enjoy it. It's quite relaxing, not much loud music or anything like that. It's just a very chilled ride with a nice little dark ride scene at the end. And the first time I went on that, I remember riding it thinking, oh, it'd just be a little boat ride outside. But obviously it wasn't, because it's got that dark ride scene. Same with the African rafts that I did earlier on up in the Adventureland section. Anyway, I know I've said this a lot over the past couple of days in these Europa Park vlogs, but it's not a visit to this park without going on this wonderful dark ride just behind me. It's Piccolo Mondo. So yeah, let's go on. And the best thing is, it's got no queue. I don't think it ever gets a queue, this, to be honest, but it's got a very addictive soundtrack. That's what it's all about. So it's an Italian themed ride about like pizzas and ice creams. Yeah, it's a bit random, but it's got a great soundtrack. So let's go on and sing along. Italia, Italia, There's the Mona Lisa being painted. I love dark rides so much. I love how many indoor rides there is here, and it's great for all weather conditions. Like yesterday when we had the storm, none of this stuff would have been affected. On-ride photo coming up. Hey. This is actually my favourite scene in the ride. Never actually been to Venice, I'd love to go. Really need to at some point. I've been close to it when I've been to Italy, but never been to Venice. Love to go see all the canals and boats. I've seen it at Epcot, Walt Disney World. Does that count? Don't think it does it? Into the romantic section now. Ciao, ciao, Italia. How romantic. For some pizza! Pizza all around! Free pizza in Europa Park! Carnival of Venice! Bit creepy, aren't they, some of them masks? And there we go, you get your lollies and ice creams, and that's the end of the ride. Gotta love a bit of Piccolo Mondo there, haven't you, over in Italy? And I've made my way over to Luxembourg Plaza because in just over half an hour's time it'll be Ed's Party Parade that'll be making its way along the parade route. Before that, I've got enough time just to nip into Food Loop, have a quick drink and a snack. Not having a full meal, but just thought I'd go and have a snack because there's no queue. Have a quick refresh, especially when it's 31 degrees. You certainly need to make sure you're keeping yourself hydrated. But yeah, this is the original roller coaster restaurants. Of course, there's quite a few out there around the world now. I'm lucky enough to have been to a few of them. Let's go inside. So if you've been in the roller coaster restaurants at Alton Towers back in the UK, you'll know how that system works. They give you a tablet to share between your group, whereas in here, they're actually already fixed to the table, and then they move along just like this, and you select what seat you're on. So obviously I'm on 8, so I select that. Coca-Cola, so obviously press that. Order now. Make sure that you are sitting in that number, just to confirm. And then you just tap your card, what you're given at the entrance, on the reader, and there you go. That's now been ordered. And yeah, so it's quite a good system really. And then you just take this card at the end over there and then pay the lady. So I think it's a much better system personally. I was kind of hoping for this at Alton Towers with the roller coaster restaurant, but there you go, it's one of them, isn't it? Still a very good experience, that's Alton Towers, especially on an evening, whereas with this one obviously it's not open at night unless the park is. It's open the same hours as the theme park. But there you go, it tells you on here what's been ordered and what's in preparation or has been delivered. Here we go, and here come the drinks. Mine's there first actually. Number 8, there we go. That took like 2 minutes for it to come down. We'll just spin it round on here. There we go. That's it. And then get your drink out. There you go. Can't believe how quick that was. As soon as I'd ordered my Black Forest cake, came down straight away. Like literally less than a minute. Amazing. I suppose they've just got all stuff pre-prepared, ready to send down in terms of with the desserts. But yeah, I think the price in here is really reasonable. It's much cheaper than roller coaster restaurants. And yeah, I do like it. It's got all the different history of the rides in here, all the nice lighting that was added more recently. And the good thing is here, you can look out over the park as well. And there's the EP Express going past, that beautiful monorail. Anyway, I'm going to tuck into this and then I'll share some highlights from Ed's Party Parade. Like I say, there's a new parade launching at the park next year. And yeah, so it'll be one of my last time seeing this one. So there we go, enjoyed the show. Highlights coming up over the next few minutes. Some highlights there from Ed's Party Parade. And I can't wait until the new parade launches next year here at Europa Park. They've made so many improvements over the years to it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do for next year with the Adventure Parade. I think the floats are going to be even bigger. Obviously they've got a few restrictions because of the monorail track and also the entrance to the Russia area. That's got like the massive archway over it, so that might cause a few issues in terms of building anything too big, unless they make modifications. Anything's possible here at Europa Park, and if they want to do something, they'll just go for it, even if it means changing things up. But yeah, I really do enjoy the parade. I do prefer when it was just called the Europa Park Parade a few years ago, and the soundtrack I thought was a bit more fitting with the orchestral suite. However, I still really enjoy that, and the parade's a lot better than it used to be when I first came here back in 2013. Anyway, I've made my way back over to Iceland to have my last rides of the trip here at Europa Park on Blue Fire, the Map Mega Coaster, and of course also Voden Timber Coaster as well. So yeah, it looks like it's running 4 trains now, Blue Fire. So let's go and get in the queue and have a ride. 20-minute wait.
Here we go, front row on Blue Fire Mega Coaster. And don't forget, powered by Gazprom. Go get the sponsorship in there.
It's well worth waiting for the front. That was ridiculously fast. Not had many rides on Blue Fire this trip, but I'm sure I will do next time I'm here. There we go. We've got some high pressure explosives. Uh-oh. Here we go. Woo-hoo! Yay! Whoa, you can feel that 33-degree heat now. Woo! Oh, wow. Woo! Way! Oh, I love that section. It's going up into the main course. Whoa. Woo! Yes! Oh. There we go, my favourite element of the ride. One of my favourite ever inversions. The last roll on Blue Fire. Woohoo! Oh, wow. Woo! There we go. What a front row ride. Absolutely awesome. Well worth it for the views.
A nice front row POV there on Blue Fire. It's an excellent coaster. I absolutely love it, and it's that ride that has made me fall in love with Europa Park, and the fact we've got our own version of that back in the UK, and my favourite UK park, absolutely crazy. When I first came here in 2013, if you just said to me, Sean, there's going to be a mega coaster at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, I'd have said, what, are you joking? And look what we've got, honestly, it's fantastic. And Blue Fire, that original prototype ride, I love it to bits. Absolutely brilliant, it really is. I do prefer it on the back row in terms of the intensity and some of the hang time that you get. However, on the front row, it's just them views, isn't it? And talking of views, that's why I've just walked up the queue line to Whale Adventures, just because you get some nice shots, don't you? Looking all over this area of the park, and Woden Timber Coaster over there, a ride that I've only actually been on once this trip. 2 days has been nowhere near enough time. Oh, I'm being squirted. It's been nowhere near enough time, really. However, I've still got everything in, all my favourite attractions at the park. But it just shows how much stuff there is to do here at Europa Park, doesn't it? You definitely want at least 3 or 4 days. And when Atlantis is open from November, it's going to be a week's job coming out to Europa to do it all. Honestly, it's brilliant. Let's go on Woden.
I tell you what, Woden really does have an awesome queue line, doesn't it? Especially when they've got that extended queue open. I don't know why, because it didn't need to. The queue was 10 minutes. I waited 15 for the front. But it's good to see it anyway. All adds to the experience, seeing the full queue line. And up we go. It's absolutely baking. What glorious weather. It looks like that's set to continue for the last part of the trip. Only a few more vlogs left to go from this series. Then it's off to the USA with Alex. Here we go, some GCI goodness. Woo!
Excellent. Great Coast International, everybody. 3 trains in action. Beautiful. Oh, that's an awesome GCI. Don't get me wrong, I love Wicker Man at Alton Towers, but that's just a baby ride compared to this. Oof. A nice front row ride there on Roden Timber Coaster to wrap up this day 2 vlog here from Europa Park. It has been absolutely wonderful. However, 2 days has just not been enough. Now, normally when I come to Europa Park, I'm here for at least 4 days. And yeah, that's how every trip in the future is going to be again. Because 2 days just hasn't been enough time for me. I always vlog 2 days when I'm here. However, I normally have a couple of days of just going around, doing other rides. And yeah, I've missed not doing loads of re-rides this trip. It's a wonderful park, and I might have been here over 10 times now since I first came in 2013, but every time I come I still like to go and see all the different experiences, and that's because I absolutely love it. Many people regularly comment on the videos and say, Sean, why do you love Europa Park so much, especially people who've never been before, and I try my best to cover as much of it as I can do in the vlogs. However, there's nothing quite like being here and experiencing the park, but the answer to that question is the amount of variety there is here. The different themed areas, all the coasters, the dark rides, the water rides, the flat rides, there's everything, shows, parades, like there's everything you could ever want in a theme park and more here at Europa Park. And it's also well put together and connected between the areas. Honestly, it's just a delightful park to come and visit. I love it. It's one of my favourites in the world, and honestly, if you're debating to come here or not, just go for it, get it booked, because I guarantee you will not regret it. And look at this now, I'm sitting back down here near the entrance to the park with a beautiful Balthasar Castle behind me, and yeah, you wouldn't think it, would you? You know, Iceland at the other end of the park, huge massive roller coasters, and then down here just the peaceful tranquil gardens. Honestly, that's what makes this park. It's got something for everyone. Highlights from the trip, apart from just getting back here, I've really enjoyed Rulantica the musical yesterday. I thought that was fantastic. The weather has made a massive impact, because I love it when it's nice and warm. Maybe not quite this hot, about 25-26 degrees Celsius is my right temperature that I enjoy. However, I'd much rather it be like this than chucking it down with rain. When I was here at Christmas it was very cold, so it's been nice to enjoy the warmth here again. And just in general, I think the park looks really fresh. Kronosar, staying there the other night was wonderful. Like I say, check out that opening day vlog that's now online from when I stayed there for the opening night. And yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic. As I mentioned earlier on, join me in the next vlog from this road trip to come online that will be from Holiday Park, and then there'll be a couple more after that, and then that's the end of the trip. It has been absolutely wonderful, and thank you for joining me for day 1 and day 2. I'd also just like to say a big special thank you to Manu and also the team on Silver Star. You've been absolutely wonderful. They all watch the channel, and it's been great. Thanks for everything, and my little surprise as well. I loved it. But there we go, it's been absolutely fantastic. Thanks for joining me here from Europa Park, and I've got one more person who just wants to say goodbye from here. We've not seen her for a little while, but hello there, how are you? Oh, are you? Oh, she's not talking to me. But there you go. I'll see you all tomorrow in the vlog from Holiday Park here in Germany. And from me and my lovely lady friend here, that means it's time to cue those credits. See you all tomorrow.